have options to do photos and everything too. If you wanted to do an ad on it,
like a thumbs up.
Yeah. So I do a signed item plus selfie with
Here we go.
$3, and you're gonna get your item signed. So signature for this young man.
Hello. All right. Mario and Charles Martinet. Woohoo! Part of my childhood, you were a big part of my life, you know, and it's that sort of thing is a gift I can't even begin to tell you. It's just magnificent, really. It's great. And so thank you for your enthusiasm, thank you for your joy, thank you for your love of the game, because of you we all get to come out and say woohoo! That done, and I go, wait a minute, I don't think I did that. But it's great, and I have to tell you, I have had the most wonderful time at Niagara Falls. What a gorgeous place. I sit in my room. I was here for 3 days at the Sheraton, you know, and I had this nice suite and the balcony. I just opened the balcony, just stood there looking at the falls. I just cannot get enough of you. You drink it in at 780 gallons per second. It's so gorgeous, and I have to say to you, I love Canada. You guys are so kind and so thoughtful, so considerate. I always feel like it's home here, you know. There's a safety and a joy. Thank you for making me feel so much at home. I will always say to everybody, because I really wish for you a life of joy and happiness and fun, doing what you love to do, finding out your passions, your joys, you're living your dreams, creating your destiny, because life is so short and it's so fast. I'm very tall and I can run very fast downhill. But, you know, it happens so quick, and you really owe it to yourself to live your dreams. You owe it to yourself to have fun, to remember your innocence and your joy, you know, because children all have this great sense of non-stop joy and happiness and love and energy, and then we kind of lose that a little bit through adolescence and young adulthood. But you can get it back, you know. Innocence is something you can choose. Life and positivity and helpfulness is all stuff that you can choose. So it's just a matter of sort of like going through the real emotions, letting go of things, forgiving where it needs to be forgiven, and then moving into the life that is your right to claim, and that's doing what you love. Whether it's being a voiceover actor or doing cutting trees or driving a garbage truck. It's all about your dream, whatever that is. So that's what my wish is for all of you, is to live your dreams absolutely fully, apologies to no one, and love yourself and love your life, because, I mean, that's what it's all about for me. Yes, thank you. I never had any idea that I would ever be an actor. I had no idea I wanted to be an actor. I only knew I could never be an actor because I was way too shy. I was the class clown, but I was the shyest person in the world. If there were 3 people in a room, I could disappear like you wouldn't believe, you know? Wait, you were here? Yes, I was. I was hiding in the corner, you know? So I had no idea. So you can also overcome anything you want to do. It's just a matter of determination of your own, your own freedom, your own will, your own desire. I was sort of hiding out at UC Berkeley. I was going to be a lawyer. I thought, well, my friend wants to be a lawyer, so I might as well be a lawyer too, and, you know, maybe we'll practice law together. You know, I had no interest in law, but I thought, well, if I don't do that, I'll go into international diplomacy and go live in London or Paris, you know, and work for the embassy. And I had one professor that was the greatest professor in the world. An older Englishman. It was political science with a theory emphasis and the nature of man. And then the final exam, it says, what is the nature of man according to Hobbes, Locke, Rousseau, Voltaire, and the other members that we've studied? That was point A. And point B was, what is your opinion of the nature of man based on what you read and what you know now? And I thought, this is the only time I've ever been asked to think. Yippee! So I just, you know, as fast as I could, Hobbes, and then me, whee, and I just sat there writing my own self for 2.5 of the 3 hours in the exam, you know, and I said, that's the guy I want to do my thesis with, that's what I'm going to study for the rest of my life. I'll be a professor, I don't care, that's what I'm going to do, is be like that guy. And I got back my last thing to start my thesis, everything else, I couldn't get him for a single class. So like a brat, I said, well, if I can't get the guy I want for a class, I'm leaving until I can. So I thought, okay, I'll just walk out Sadler Gates, and a friend of mine calls me up and says, hey Charles, since you're free, why don't you take an acting class for me? He knew I was very shy. I said, Les, there's absolutely no way I could ever take an acting class. I could never stand in front of people. He says, well, you don't have to. You know, you can learn the monologues if you wanted. You know, you just sit in the class and watch everybody else, and you and I can have lunch before the class starts at the student cafeteria where they're learning to become chefs. This is the day before celebrity chefs. These are like people just cooked, you know. Yeah. So, and I thought, well, food, obviously that's a very strong attraction for me. And I said, sure, let's we'll have lunch, because I love having lunch with Les and Harvey and all these other guys. And so we go and I'm having lunch, and then I start, taking the class, and I'm like, this is really fun, watching people being actors. And and then we had to learn our monologue, and so I learned the monologue too, and I thought, okay, he's not going to do it. And then I'm sitting there in class, and I'm like, uh-oh, what if this was a trap? And I start disappearing into the back of my chair. I'm like, oh gosh, what is he going to call me? And they went through everybody else, and Les goes, okay, Charles, you're up. And I'm like, oh no. And I got up, and I swear I was shaking like this, and I'm like, as I'm walking up to do my monologue. And of course, it's the bad acting school, I think the Spoon River anthology, right? Very dramatic things you can't possibly underplay. My name is Joe, I died a terrible death in the fire in the warehouse in the middle of the night, So I'm up there, and I'm shaking like this, and my right foot is shaking, so I put my weight on it. My left foot starts shaking, so I put my weight on that one, and then they both start shaking like that. And I'm convinced that what the audience is hearing is, oh, my name is Joe, I'm just terrified. I'm like, my subtext is, in every character I have a subtext, you're gonna die, you're gonna die, you're gonna die, you're never gonna make this, no, you're gonna die. And I don't know whether I said the monologue or what I did say, but I reached to the end of it. And I heard, yay! And I'm like, and then of course actors, we all criticize each other, and people, well, that was very nice. I want to know one thing. Why is it you're the only person here who wasn't nervous? That was the beginning of my acting career, right there. It was like, really? No way, come on, really? I was really so terrified. But then, what worked for me, and I always say, all I knew is I wanted to be happy in life. I wanted to make people smile, make people laugh, make the world a better place a little bit, whatever I could do. So, I went and I auditioned for the school play, and I thought, well, I'll get that, Oberon in Midsummer Night's Dream. There lies Titania sometimes tonight. And I thought, ooh, I'm a shoo-in. I got this voice. I got it. I got the characterization. I'm a bigger guy. And I watched everybody else audition. We come to the end of the audition, and I'm like, I got it. I was the best. I got it. And I called Les up. Les, I think I got it. He says, don't count your chickens before they hatch. No, I did really good. And I watched everybody else. Don't count your chickens. But okay. And the next day I walk up to the casting board like, nothing. Absolutely no. I didn't get Oberon. I didn't get the fairy this. I didn't get the leaf, the spaghetti noodle on the nothing. I got nothing. And I thought, okay, I'm going to be an actor. So it was an utter failure on my part that led to me saying, I want to be an actor. So I started studying like crazy, Stanislavski and things, and then we won some tournaments, and state tournaments, and national tournaments, and I just kept pursuing this. And Berkeley Rep came along and did an audition for a professional theater company. I went in, it was right after the show closed, I went in and I did the monologue I did for the Oberon monologue, and against the people who had just played it in the play, and I got it. And that was the beginning, because then I went to acting school in England, came back, did theater for 10 years, stopped doing theater for a while, because it was exhausting, and you're 6 days a week, and you make $200 a week, and you live in somebody's bedroom, or you live 5 people in a bad housing area. So I thought, I'm going to try something else, but I tried business, but utter failure of business. Thankfully. And a friend of mine called me up, this guy that I knew, says, hey, do you want an audition for a corporate video? I said, sure. What's a corporate video? It's a video that's corporate. What do I do? Act. Okay. So I went and I auditioned, and I got the job, and it's like, and then I got another, and I did 500 of those, and I'm like, yippee! I'm a video actor, And then, and one day we're doing this, I did a commercial, you know, the American Gothic with a guy with a pitchfork in his hand, you know, and his wife in the front of the barns. I'm like, oh, this is a lot of fun. I'll just, you know, and you stand there. And in those days, they lit for about 750 hours for 30 seconds, right? So they lit, and then at the end of it, the producer said, hey, do you do voiceover? And I said, sure. What's a voiceover? It's a voice that you put over the clip. Oh, yeah, of course. You know, and they read, Orchard Supply Hardware, the right item at the right price, right now. And yeah, here's more money. And I'm like, I'm a voice actor! Yippee! So that's how I started. So though I say be conscious and, you know, try to make your conscious choices, I stumble through everything. So if you're gonna stumble, do it and have fun doing it. Because I also, you know, there I am acting away. I'm doing sort of like trade shows and corporate videos and radio and TV ads and occasionally a TV show and a film. And, you know, I'm sitting at the beach doing what actors do, waiting for the phone to ring. And, you know, or else golfing and waiting for the phone to ring. And I'm sitting there, you know, okay, and my phone rings. I'm like, you know, in those days it was like a brick phone. You know, it's like, hello, you know. And so my friend goes, you should go do this audition. It's for a trade show in Vegas. And I'm like, there's absolutely no way I could ever crash an audition. That's so unprofessional. Where do I go? And I have no idea why, but I went to this audition and I found a parking space, no small feat in San Francisco. And I found this parking space, I'm like, wow, that's nice. And I get out of the car, I walk in, and as I'm walking in the door, the producer's walking out the door with the cameraman with the camera in the bag, and I said, hi, can I meet for this? And he's like, literally there was that moment of like, oh gosh, I don't like you. I don't want you here. All right, come on inside, we'll set the camera back up. All right, now look, you're an Italian plumber from Brooklyn. So you're gonna do this real-time animation thing where you wear these points on your face, and when you move your face, that'll move these toggles, and the toggles will go through a supercomputer the size of this desk, and then that should make the animation in real time. Nobody's ever done this before, so we have no idea if it's gonna work, and if it doesn't work, I'm not gonna pay you to sit around drinking coffee every day. So make up a voice, make up a video game, start talking, and when you run out of things to say, that's your audition. Right? And I'm sitting there thinking, well, that's, you know, Italian plumber from Brooklyn. Get out of my face, I'm working here, you know, what do you want with me, you know? And I thought, well, that wouldn't be nice if there are kids and things like that. Or, well, what's the matter with you? I'm under the sink here. And I thought, no, I shouldn't do something. I may just be nicer, because my philosophy in life is never be harmful with comedy. And this little side story, this derives out of one of the guys in my first acting class ever. He had a terrible stutter, and I said, have you always had that stutter? He goes, no, I went to a show, a comedy show on my 21st birthday in Las Vegas, and the comedian there was like a really, you know, acid critic, you know, and all of a sudden the lights went on my table. And the spots are on me, and you know, he goes, hey, I understand it's somebody's birthday, stand up. And he says, I stood up, and he goes, look at that ugly kid. Wow, that's the ugliest kid. Look at that fat, pimply-faced moron, you know. And he said every time he would say another insult, everybody in the audience would laugh. And I felt smaller and smaller and smaller. I can relate to this because I can shrink into the back of a chair. And so I said, what happened? He goes, well, I woke up the next morning with this terrible stutter, and I've had it ever since. And I went, hey, note to self, you know, make these choices in life. I will never be harmful as a character. I don't care how evil I am, I won't do, that's my choice, will always be that the comedy always comes back into the character. So, you know, Wario is harmless, Waluigi is harmless, you know, what about me? You know, it's always the self-pity, and Wario, have a rough day, oh, you know, it's always, you know, it's in the nooks and crannies rather than going for the direct assault, you know? And so I'm saying, well, okay, I'm not doing that, but I had played Gremio in Taming of the Shrew. Nice Italian guy, talk like this, mamma mia, signor mio Petruccio, benvenuto alla casa. You know, I thought, I'll do something like that, except instead of being the oldest man in the world, which is what I used to love to do, is play the broadest characters I could play, is I'll you know, make it younger. And video game, the only video games I know are, you know, waka 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 waka, you know, bong, you know, and did you ever play those games where you know, you're shooting at something like a little alien that's coming at you, and if as long as you get it, you get to shoot again. If you don't get it, you can't shoot again. Anybody play those asteroids and space invaders? Yeah. So my blood pressure and I go right through the roof as soon as I miss. I'm like, wah! You know. So anyway, I don't know why I'm talking about that. So I'm thinking to myself, Italian plumber from Brooklyn, and video game, I'll just make something up. I happen to like food, so I'll make up food. And I hear action, and I go, hello, I'm Mario. Let's make a pizza pie together. You go get some sausage, I'm going to get spaghetti. We're going to put the spaghetti and the sausage in the pizza. And then I'm going to chase you the pizza. And if I catch you the pizza, you eat the pizza, and then make a pizza, chase me with the pizza, and if you catch me with the pizza, then I eat the pizza. And I'm thinking to myself, that was pretty fun. I enjoyed that. And I, kind of just... And then, I'm going to make lasagna, because he didn't say stop. And he didn't say don't stop until you run out of things to say. So I'm like, okay, I'll keep going. And so I'm making lasagna, chasing each other with a lasagna pan, the spaghetti meatballs up and down the mountains, I just kept going on with food, for obvious reasons. I love food. So I just kept going on. I went through every pasta, everything you could possibly imagine in the world, before I finally heard, stop talking! Cut, there's no more tape. Thank you, we'll be in touch. Which to the actor is like the kiss of death. That's like, goodbye, there's the door. So I said, thank you very much. And I thought, well, that was really fun. Went back to the beach, watched the sunset. And, I didn't think another thing of it for a few hours, because he got on the phone, called Nintendo, said, I found him, I got our Mario. I'm setting up his tape. And they only sent my tape up there. And that was just this absolutely magnificent 27 years of an adventure before, and I hope at least another 27 years to go, because it's so much fun. It's just been so much fun. And now, my life is pretty straightforward. I do what I love to do, which is doing these shows, and when I'm not doing these shows, I work with Nintendo, which is something I absolutely love to do. I love this company. The passion, the joy, the love of video games, and the integrity that it's like if you play the first Mario game ever made, or the most recent one, that sense of joy and fun and fulfillment and adventure is still in there. Good, great, clean fun, and I'm so happy and so proud. I don't know if to say proud, but humble at the same time to be a part of an organization that I love working with, and I find it's a tremendous honor to work with. So that's another thing I wish for everybody is, do the work you love, do the play you love, because the rest of the time I just get on a plane and I travel, The most complicated, stressful things I make are the phone calls to get the reservations. So, and so any stress that I have in my life, it's all self-induced, and I recognize that. I'm working on that one. Hey, anybody have any questions? There's a microphone right there. Come on up and say, ask me anything. I don't bite. Hello.
Hi.
He looks so great. He looks like, what's your character?
I'm Aquaman.
Aquaman, oh, fantastic.
I told you yesterday I'd be shiny.
That's right, you're shiny today. Oh, so fabulous. I don't know.
It's not.
It is you.
It is?
Okay. So, kind of a silly question, but if you could make up your own character for the Mario universe, who is he and what does he sound like?
Oh boy, that's such a great question, and I have no idea. I'm a voiceover actor. I can't, I tried writing plots. I tried, does anybody play a Super Mario Maker? Right? It's like you make your own levels. My levels are terrible. They're just terrible. What I do is I just close all the passageways you could go down and die, and then put little springs and put gold coins in every single square. That's my idea. It's like, whoopee! It's just like that. And then I build a ladder up to the top of the top of the flagpole, so I just go, yeah, and I get, yeah, I'm better at this than I thought I was. Because I'm terrible at these games. I love to play them, and I play every single one, but when I can get to the point where I find out that the princess is not in this castle. Beyond that, I leave it in your hands, I don't know, I love what I do, and I'm so content and so happy. Doing Mario, each character I do, I just have so much fun. So I'm not good at creating characters, but whatever they say, if they ever call me up and say, we want you to do, I'll be, woohoo! I'll be ready. Thank you.
So much.
Thank you.
On behalf of everyone, just thank you.
Thank you. It's such a pleasure. Thank you. Hi.
Hi. I just have a quick question. Do you have a favorite Mario game?
Do I have a favorite Mario game? That's a great question. No. I love every game, and I'll tell you what happens to me is when I first see them. I see them and I just go crazy. When I first walked into to see Mario 64, I was like, oh my goodness! Now I know we did the game, but I'm like, oh, this is unbelievable, the adventure. And then Mario Galaxy, I had goosebumps. I still have goosebumps when I play that, and I still turn like this when I go upside down. I have no idea how you stand there. If you go like that, how do anybody play Sunshine? Yeah. That was such a hard game. For me, I spent that entire game going, wah! Because I do these effects when I play the game. I'm like, no, whoa. I do these things, and I don't know why. Incredible. That was such a hard game. That crane that would go around, and as soon as it would face you, would be walking towards yourself. I would always go, now just do exactly the opposite of what you did last time. Boom! Ah! It was a great game. I love the flood pack. So every game is my favorite game. Super Mario 3D World. I did that, going in there and doing that session was just like, I thought it was going to be like, meow, meow. And they said, well, people in Japan would like you to be a little bit more strong with it. I'm like, meow, meow. A little bit more, meow. Yes, that's it, yeah, it was like so much fun. Then all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, I got it. This is a whoopee, wild game. So yeah, I love them all. Yeah, I wait till Odyssey comes out. Anybody looking forward to that one?
Yes.
Me too. I can't wait. I just can't wait.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi, just a couple of questions.
Sure.
So first, where do you have to travel to do your VO? And second, how many hours for every
Oh,
new
good
game?
question. Usually I fly up to Seattle to record games, although I recorded some games in Japan too, which was awfully fun, most wonderful fun, seeing Mr. Miyamoto's studio, Mr. Koji Kondo's studio, and seeing the magical areas where the work is done, the real hard work is done. It's really great. That's like I lost concentration. I'm sitting there, I'm back in this beautiful studio, and I forgot the second question.
How many hours do you spend in the booth for every new game?
Yes. Yes. I never know. It's like sometimes it's one session, one day, 4 hours. Sometimes it's 2, 3, 4, 5. Depends on the game, It's a very interesting thing because sometimes I record the game years before it comes out when it's still in the concept phase, and sometimes like a month before it's out. It's like boom, right there. Need this right now. Let's go. Whoopee! So eat some sushi and then let's start recording. Right? Do I have the best life in the world? Eat sushi and then talk. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. Hi.
Hello. I was wondering, what is your most nostalgic game created?
Oh, nostalgic game. Well, that's Mario 64. That's Mario 64. I have been doing this real-time animation system for 5 years. And then all of a sudden, I got a phone call. Mr. Miyamoto would like you to play Mario in a game. And I was like, woohoo! I was so happy. So for 5 years I'd been improvising, at shows, where I'd see, you'd see the character, but I have a hidden camera, hidden microphone. And they'd, hello there, well, you get the blue shirt on, how are you today? You go, whoa, witty boo, so I got to sort of the luxury of creating the character internally, making decisions that I wanted it to be all joy, all happiness, all fun. My rule of that too is for Mario, always respectful, always, caring, loving, So I had those things and always adventurous and always, face adversity with a let's go, not a oh no, But and so there we got to put them in the game, and it was just like, oh my goodness! In that session, it was magical. Just imagine, spaghetti, ravioli. That came out of like, well, when somebody puts the control down, we want to do something. What is it going to be? And who even knows where ideas come from when you're creating together? It was just beautiful and magical, and that makes me so happy. That I'll never forget that. But every time I record a game, I love it. It's just great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yay! Look at you.
Okay, so we all had tons of Mario games. Luigi had his own game, Peach, even Toad. So when is Waluigi going to get his chance?
That's my question. I would love that. I think it'd be so fun. And you got to cheat to win, and only I get to beat it. You know, I'd be lovely. I don't submit ideas to Nintendo because they have great creative teams already doing things that are beyond my wildest imagination. But if they ever said, "Ah, there's this guy, he's gonna get his own game," I'm gonna be like, thank you. Thanks for dressing up. I gotta say, you know, too, cosplay is the greatest thing. It just adds this other level of joy to me when I come to these shows. So thank you for dressing up, everybody, and thank you for not dressing up if you don't want to dress up. It's a great thing about these cons is you get to be yourself in a wonderfully safe environment, and you can meet people that you could never meet any other way. You know, you never share somebody's passion. You know, oh, I love Batman too. You know, it's like you don't talk about that in the office, right? Aquaman, my favorite thing, you know. Hand me that 4868 multiprocessing manual. You don't do that. But here you get to do that. You go, you can make friends for life. I know people that have proposed marriage and people that have gotten married from meeting at these shows. So, yippee! Hi, great shirt.
Thank you. Have you ever watched the Mario cartoon back in the 1980s?
I did. I thought that was really fun. I think that, I can never remember his last name. Lou Albino? Albano. See? Yeah, did a great job. You know, these guys were just fabulous and just great. Yeah, that was a great match. It was great. I love that creativity inspires creativity. Did you guys see? There's a guy walking around who made an electric guitar with the bang part being an NES. I mean, and he played for me. I'm like, no way! Come on! It's so great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi, just a couple questions.
Sure.
First off, I just want to say you're a childhood hero to all of us.
Oh, thanks.
It's just an honor to meet you.
Thank you. That is so kind. Thank you. I just do what I love to do, and it's just a marvelous thing, the gift to me that it gets to touch people. That's the honor and the joy that I take.
My dad and I play Mario games since I was like 4 years old.
Yeah.
Growing up playing is great.
That's so great. It brings families together, doesn't it? I mean, what could be better than that?
Can you give us any inside info on the new Mario game coming out?
I wish I could. I can't tell you anything about it, except I can guarantee you. But what you should do is, during E3, they have live broadcasts going on. And Nintendo.com has, broadcasts and things that are going on. You'll see what's going on at E3 in June 12, 13, 14, or 13, 14, 15, or 13, 14, 15. And it's always super exciting. There are guys from the Treehouse that talk, and guys from, and you'll see things and footage of inside, and I'll Instagram too. If my Instagram is Charles Martinet. It's a me, so you can take a look at my Twitter or Instagram, and I'll take pictures from there and say hi to people, because it's going to be such a great game. I mean, it's just going to be great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for your kind words. Hello. How are you?
How many Mario t-shirts do you own?
How many Mario? Wow. 50? 50, maybe 60. I kind of can't let go of them. You know what I mean? How many do you have? Couple? So what do your ones have? What do they have on? Yeah? I love it. I love this one here because, I mean, come on. Anytime I see the leaf coming down, I'm like, yippee! I really want to get the cat T-shirt because I did, that would be really fun. And I have a couple of Mario, jump. I'd love to get that Mario and Luigi jump. That would be a great one too. Thank you. Yippee! Yay! Hi, Captain America. Thanks for saving the world.
I just wanted to ask, how is it working with Shigeru Miyamoto and people like Reggie Fils-Aimé?
Well, I know them, and when we talk to each other, we meet each other, it's always an absolute thrill to talk to Reggie, to talk to Mr. Miyamoto. But, they work in their domain, and the game production itself, is executed by other creative teams in the company. So I spend my time working more with other creative teams. But at E3, I get to talk to these guys, and it always reminds me, where the joy and where the love and where the passion comes from. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, Sonic! Yippee! See you in the Olympic Games. How are you?
So, which game was the first Mario game to have Mario as a voice?
Oh, thank you for asking. What is the first game to have Mario in it as a voice? It was, you know, I had recorded Mario Teaches Typing for like learning how to type and Mario Fundamentals and little things like that. But the very first game was in 1996. It was called Super Mario 64. And I said, thank you very much for playing my game. You know, that was when I first got to say, it's a me, Mario. Yeah, that was so great. Almost before you were born. How old are you? 8 years old? That's so fantastic. So you were born in 2009? 2008. Oh, so you have a birthday still to come. Oh, thank God. What's your birthday? Happy birthday! Woohoo! Thanks, buddy. Oh, that's so great. Yeah, you sonicked away. That's so great. Hi.
Hello, I have a question.
Sure.
Who's your favorite Mario character other than Mario to do their voice?
Wow, that's a good one. I love them all. You know, it's like, to me, it's like the characters have to be real and have to have a certain level of your real identity in them. That's the secret to acting, is always finding the realness of them, you know, and finding it in you, and then learning the techniques of keeping true to the character and character arcs and all that other stuff that goes along. But for me, I love that I get to play these aspects of personality that I you know, swim in a lot. So I love them all. I mean, Luigi #1, Luigi #1. He was so proud when he had his year. That made me so excited, you know. But I love when someone says, my favorite character is Waluigi. I'm like, yeah, win! You know, or I really like Mario. Oh, hammer on the day. You know, that's just like, to me, it's like, that's just so, I love them all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Baby Mario. Hi. Do I voice act for any other games? That's a great question. I used to voice, I probably at least another 150 other games outside the Mario franchise. But you know, the last few years, I sort of like, I just, you know, the thing is, I used to do film and television too, and you know, and it's great, but I'm like on the go. I came up here from Orlando so I could have a few days to just enjoy your beautiful city. I go back over to America, then I go zip down to E3, then I zip over to New York, and zip to the UK. So I'm just like bing, bing, bing. And you know, when you're an actor, you kind of need to be in one place. You have an audition, then a callback, meet the director, meet the costume director, and you know, and then go do the shoot. I can't stay that long in one place. I'm like, yee, whoopee, you know, ping pong, you know. So I do other things, but not very often anymore. But I was in Parthenax in Skyrim, if you ever played that game. I was King of the Undead and Gimli in Lord of the Rings. And you know, a Bit Trip Runner, anybody played that? I think it's coming out for Nintendo Switch. And Bit Trip Runner 3, which we recorded, and that's coming out in September. So that's going to be a very, very exciting time for me. I'm Charles Martinet, and you're not. Thank you very much. Hi.
Many Mario games that have never seen the light of day.
Oh, that's a great question.
Have you ever avoided or decided not to take a voice acting job and then they regretted not taking that job?
Oh, that's great. So I have never voiced a Mario game that's never seen the light of day. Every single one of them, by the time I get in there, it's like we're full on, we're going for it, you know. And that's such a keen part of the fun. It's like I know whenever I go in there, it's going to be like super fun for me and then super fun for everybody else, because that's where the motivation, the integrity is. And then the second question, have I ever not done a game or not done a job and regretted it? I have not done several jobs, and I've never regretted it. I've never regretted it, you know, because my star is attached to Mario, and I'm like the dog on the surfboard, you know, with the guy in control in the back, and I'm like, oh look, a starfish, oh look, you know, that's me, you know, I'm just like, oh boy, my tail's waggling. That's a personal choice. I so admire these other guys too. I meet these guys that play all the real villains, you know, in Halo and you know things. and they're just so great. They're the nicest people in the world. But I just, you know, for me, I'm just, my star is attached right here, and that's where I'm in my happy zone.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ron. Thank you. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I have two questions. The first
Sure.
one is, what is your favorite Nintendo console?
Switch. That was the only time I've ever done a one-word answer for real. How about that? Yeah, I love it. I just love it. How about you? What's your favorite?
Wii.
The Wii? Oh, isn't that great? That was such a revolution. And that's the thing, too. When creativity is what drives you, you know, then technology has to follow you. You know, and I think that's the great thing about Mr. Miyamoto and all the creative teams at Nintendo. It's like the passion and the joy for the game and wanting to create. Well, you know, eventually you can only create so much in that sphere, so you've got to start side-scrolling. And then you can only create so much in 2 dimensions. You want to go into 3 dimensions. And you can only do so much sitting down and doing it like this. You want to get off the couch, you know, and who knows, you know, and then, you know, you want something at home, you want something down the road. So who knows where it's going to go from here. I never know, but I'm always like, wow.
Oh, and also, at any point in your life, have you ever felt like Luigi?
Now, but do you think, at any point in my life have I ever felt like Luigi? Almost every single day. I am more like Luigi. You know, it's so funny. It's my favorite character, of course, is Mario. But, you know, Luigi is more like me. I was the second born. I'm taller than my brother. I run faster than my brother for very, very much survival reasons, you know. I'm much more trepidatious. I'm much more sort of like fearful. My brother, like, you know, he goes, oh look, a plate glass window. I want to go outside. Through it, you know. And I'm like, oh, you know. My mom, and I swear this is true. She would work for 2 hours to get me into a bath. I mean, 2 hours. It's like, honey, I have to take a bath. You have to take a bath. I will, 5 more minutes. Take a bath, honey, take a bath, honey, get in there, take a bath. Honey, I'm drawing the water. You know, it took hours to get me in there. And then once I was in, you couldn't get me out. You needed a crowbar to get me out of there. It's like, if you don't come now, you're not going to have any dinner. You know, that was, you know, okay, I'll come, 5 more minutes. Oh, right now, you know, so I don't know why I'm telling you that, but that's the way, you know, that's the way things ran in my life, you know. So I am much more like Luigi. Yeah, much more like Luigi. But I admire Luigi too, because, you know, it's one thing when you just naturally are courageous and do something. It's one level of courage, but it's a different level of courage, but no less to be afraid and do something anyway. And that's the thing in life too, is that when you know, you have to be your best friend. You know, and treat yourself and have that voice for yourself that is the same as your best friend, not your critical self or your angry self or your I'm something wrong with me thing. But when you become your own best friend and you step into your life, it's like, well, what do I do what fears should I go through that are fears that my ego's telling me to be worried about, and what are fears that are real fears? I don't jump out of planes, you know. But if I'm afraid to go up and talk in front of people, then I think, well, okay, that fear is because I don't want to be humiliated or embarrass myself. So where does that come from? And what can I do about it? And maybe at that point, it's good to just have the courage and go ahead and do it anyway, you know? So that's sort of 2 different levels of courage. One to just do it, one to think about it. But you know, when you're your own best friend, you learn how to know which ones to go for. And which ones to avoid. Thank you. So much for the one-word answer. I tried. I tried. Hi. How are you?
What was your most difficult character voice?
My most difficult character? None. They're all so easy. You know, it's just so much fun. You know, Mario was amazing because I had never heard of the character. I didn't know anything about him. I had never heard of Nintendo. But I knew that I wanted to do something light and joyful and friendly to all people and not harmful in my comedy. So that's what just popped out. You know, they're all fun. Because it's basically, somebody calls you up and says, hey, I got a new toy. Want to come play? Yay! You know, they come to the sandbox and bring another toy. You know, it's like, and that's how everything that I've done of it, it's been so nice. Like, people used to come up to the Mario talking in real time, and they say, hey, can I talk to Luigi? And I say, we didn't have a Luigi, we only had the Mario. So they say, hang on a second. I'll get him. I think he's in the kitchen making spaghetti meatballs. But I don't know, he might be too shy. Hey, Luigi! And I had all this stuff on my face, so I couldn't move my mouth to talk. So Luigi would talk like this, because if I did like that, then the mouth would start moving. Hey, yeah, what do you want? Listen, my friend wants to say hello. Oh, no, tell him I'm in the kitchen making spaghetti meatballs. Besides, I'm too shy. Oh, he says he's in the kitchen making spaghetti meatballs. Besides, he's too shy. Oh, please. Oh, please. No, sorry. No, he says, sorry, you know. And so then one day, there is Luigi for me to play. One day I come in, we're doing real-time animation, there's Donkey Kong for me to play. And then one day there's Wario to play, like, today, you know. And so it's just been one gift after another, and they're all easy. They're all easy because it's all fun. Thank you so much. I hope you have lots of fun. Hi.
Hi, sir. Just want to say I'm a huge fan. My son is a big fan. He didn't even know you were going to be here today until yesterday.
Oh.
And it's his 16th birthday.
Oh, what's his name?
Right here is my son, Travis.
Hi, Travis.
I was wondering if he's out happy birthday.
Super Travis. Happy birthday, my friend. You're number one. Woohoo! Sure, thank you. Happy birthday. What a good way to spend it. Doing what you love to do, right? Yippee! I remember when I was 16. Wow, I was living in Paris, France. That was fun.
First, I want to start off by saying, just, thanks for being you and whatnot. I mean, like, the first game I ever played on any console was Super Mario World, so...
Oh, great.
So I've got actually 3 questions. The first question is, how do you feel about the live-action Mario movie?
They made a movie?
Question number 2 is, when Super Mario 64 was in the process, like, how did it feel to go into, like, the studio and just see, like, all these, like, 3D images and graphics? Like, how did the 3D...
It was incredible. As I was saying earlier, I was mentioning that, I'd improv for 5 years, and then we went in there, and it was sort of like, well, there's script, but there's not script, there's animation, there's not animation, there's ideas that were just coming from everywhere, and it was a magical time because we all just got to create together, all the teams from Japan and America and me just, swimming in the joy of creativity and seeing these beautiful images and being a part of that magic. It was just great.
And then my last question is, have you ever done any female voices?
I did many corporate videos, and I used to do female characters. Oh, hello, welcome. I did the female voices, yes. They were pretty horrible. My natural, the voice you have here is like this. But my speaking voice is like this. If I stop raising my pitch, I sound like this. Which is like, it's really hard then to be heard, So I always talk like this because it's easy to hear.
I have 2 questions also.
Sure.
So the first one, I didn't realize you were Martinet. Can you do Martinet?
What brings you to the throat of the world?
The second question is, can I do a Mario impression for you?
Yeah, please do, yeah. Ha! Yeah! Woohoo! Very great. Yippee! Wait, you gotta say, it's me, Mario.
It's me, Mario.
That's so great. Are you Italian? Yeah, there you go. Hi.
So my question is, how did you acquire the other voice, like get the job for the other voices, Luigi, Waluigi, etc.? And what are your techniques or inspiration behind those characters? Different from Mario.
Well, the way I got Luigi was I was just doing the Luigi. I just arrived at Consumer Electronics Show. This is 27 years ago, when we did it for the first time. And then one day, they said, well, we're going to keep doing this because it's fun. It was a one-off. It was like, oh, we're going to do it, it's great, okay, thanks a lot, we'll see you later. But then we were all having so much fun, they said, well, okay, come back and do it again. Okay, come back and do it again. So naturally, to create something new, they said, well, here, we're going to create Wario. So there's Wario, and okay, come on in, do that, because they're a very loyal, wonderful company, So, and then one day I go in, there's Donkey Kong in real-time animation. I go in to record, I think it was Mario Golf or Mario Tennis, I think. And there's Waluigi. Oh, they want you to, he's kind of like the anti-hero of Luigi, right? And I look at him like, So when I sort of like attach emotions like self-pity to Waluigi, anger and frustration to Mario, to Wario, love and joy and happiness to Mario. This seems a little bit antithetical, and then with Luigi, the stride, trepidation, but also the sweetness too, that is the opposite of that. And then the babies are just reflections of, I went in, I think it was Mario and Luigi Partners in Time? No, what was the name of the game? No. What was the name of the game where the babies were introduced?
Partners in Time.
Partners, it was Partners in Time. Okay, thank you. Partners in Time. So, and then I come into the session and it's like, oh, there are two babies, baby Mario, number one, baby, number one, And then, speaking sort of like, when you make up a language, they just say really, it's like, come and play in the sandbox, and what a joy that is. Thank you. Thank you. Hi. My favorite non-Nintendo game. Yeah. Is there a non-Nintendo game? Oh, I know. Waka, 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 waka. No, it's bong, bong. That was the sound I always heard. I start getting excited. I'm like, just that, What's your favorite non-Nintendo game? No? Okay. What's your favorite non-Nintendo game?
I don't know. Right now it's Life is Strange.
Oh, yeah. Have you played Picture Runner? What did you think? Did you enjoy it?
Oh, it's really good.
I know. I try to put that cartridge into my Nintendo thing and it hasn't worked. So I don't know how to make that one work. But I understand that in September. Yeah, right. I understand in September I'll be able to put it right in there and play Picture Runner 3. Thank you. Last question. Yippee! You got it. I hope it's a good one.
My family and I recently rewatched the classic 1989 film, The Wizard, and we wanted to know if you had any thoughts on that film, and if you've ever used the Power Glove.
I've never seen the picture. Oh, I'm sorry. It was a great question. That was a great question. I've never seen The Wizard.
Have you ever used the Power Glove?
I actually don't watch many movies. I'm terrible about that sort of thing. I was, living with my friends who were raising three kids, and I saw Born on the 4th of July, which was the Ron Kovich movie, and I didn't sleep for 6 months. So okay, I'll watch movies where on the plane, and I can go, oh look, another glass of milk, but I'm sure that was a great movie.
Have you ever used the Power Glove? That was featured heavily in the film.
I saw Michael Jackson's Glove.
Oh, that was more famous.
I didn't know that there was a Power Glove. Did you see Wizard?
I did not see Wizard.
Uh-oh.
See Wizard here anyone?
Anybody? Uh-oh.
I thought I was alone for a minute.
Uh-oh. I didn't see that Mario movie either, so. Yeah, right.
Well, thank you. As a fellow introverted extrovert, you're an inspiration.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you all. What a joy to be here. We have a little photo op from you right now. Then I'm going to head back to my table, feel free to come on by. Obviously, we're doing autographs and photographs and voicemail messages, it's me, Mario, and everything else that you might like to do. But, if you don't have money, just come by and say hi. It's always a pleasure to meet you, So thank you very much. And thank you very much for playing my game. You're number one.